The Wolf of Wall Street is a movie about financial crimes, but was it made using an even bigger financial crime? Find out in another episode of my hit series, Is It a Scam Storytime? Yep, Wolf is about Jordan Belfort, a guy with a very high neck-to-head ratio, who went to jail for a bunch of pump-and-dump stock scams and now is a grind-set public speaker and an investor in crypto. Obviously. Like Catch Me If You Can, it came from the autobiography of a con man, so you should take all of the good parts and some of the bad parts with a grain of salt. He stole hundreds of millions of dollars from his clients and has only had to pay a tiny fraction of that back, and his jail sentence was significantly reduced because he ratted on his partners and his underlings. And that's awful, but by far his worst crime is it turns out he gave himself the nickname The Wolf of Wall Street. When I learned that, I cringed so hard I thought I broke a rib. But the craziest part of the whole story is that all the money for the film was stolen from the government of Malaysia. It was part of the 1MDB scandal, which has very little to do with movies, even though it looks exactly like IMDb. It's one of the biggest white-collar crimes of all time. A guy whose name is not pronounced YOLO, but looks like it could be, convinced the Malaysian government to create a $4.5 billion investment fund and put him in charge. And then he took it. A guy almost named YOLO took $4.5 billion from a country, and he gave $100 million of it to Martin Scorsese to make a very long movie based on a con man's fanfic of himself. And he still hasn't been caught. He's been on the run for almost a decade, and my main takeaway from this movie is you don't have to. Turn yourself in, rat on your employees, and you'll get a lucrative public speaking career, and Leo DiCaprio will play you in the movie.